All right. So you hear special interest groups and you probably think like, is this going to be some conspiracy theory deep dive?
Yeah. Shadowy backroom deals, smoke-filled rooms.
Exactly. But honestly, when we started looking into it for this deep dive, the definition is way more neutral than you'd expect.
Oh, for sure.
It's just groups trying to influence business policies or procedures, if you want to get technical about it.
Straight from the source material.
Yeah, which we always link in the show notes, by the way.
Yep. Got to cite those sources.
But anyway, like that definition doesn't exactly scream good versus evil, you know.
Not inherently, no.
So to really wrap our heads around it, we're going to use the Australian Council of Trade Unions as kind of like our case study here.
Yeah, ACTU. Yeah, they're a good example.
So I'm curious from your perspective, like, does every group that tries to get businesses to do something count as a special interest?
That's a good question. I mean, think about it. Every time we complain about a product or leave a bad review, we're kind of trying to influence a business, right?
Right, yeah.
But what sets special interest groups apart is, first, they're not just like random individuals. They're organized.
Okay, so there's got to be some structure, some kind of shared goal they're working towards.
Exactly. And second, their focus is usually narrower than just make this company do better in general.
It's more targeted.
Exactly. They advocate for a specific issue or a particular group of people.
Which is where the ACTU comes in.
Right. So they're not like trying to dictate every single aspect of how businesses operate.
Right.
They're laser focused on improving the lives of workers.
Better wages, safer working conditions, all that.
Exactly. So they fit that definition of trying to influence business policies, but in a very targeted way.
And it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Because one person complaining about their pay might not get very far.
Probably not.
But when a whole bunch of workers band together,
that's when they start to have real leverage. There's power in numbers.
Which makes me wonder, how do they actually, make those changes happen? What are some of the tools in the ACTU's arsenal?
Oh, they've got a whole playbook.
Oh, lay on me.
Well, it usually starts with negotiation. They try to sit down with businesses, talk things out, find some common ground.
The peaceful road.
Exactly. But sometimes that's not enough. And that's when things can get a little more assertive.
Like with strikes, right? I mean, the ACTU has definitely used those in the past.
Oh, absolutely. Strikes are a classic example. You disrupt business operations, hit them where it hurts their profit.
It says their attention.
For sure. But it's not just about brute force. They're also really good at shaping public opinion.
Public awareness campaigns, all that.
Exactly. Think about those ads you see about, say, ethical clothing manufacturing or environmental protection.
Yeah.
Those are often driven by special interest groups trying to sway consumer behavior.
Which puts pressure on businesses to change their practices, right?
It's about creating a climate where businesses feel like they have to adapt or risk losing customers.
So it's not always about immediate wins. Sometimes it's about shifting the whole landscape.
That's exactly. Long-term strategy. And we can't forget about the legal route.
Oh, right. Going to court.
Yep. Sometimes special interest groups will sue businesses to force them to comply with existing laws or to create new ones.
That's got to be a long and expensive process, though.
It can be, but it can also lead to some pretty significant changes.
I'm seeing now why just calling these groups good or bad is way too simplistic.
Right. It really depends on their goals, their methods, and the impact they have.
Yeah. And speaking of impact, it's pretty clear that these groups play a huge role in how businesses operate, all over the world.
Oh, absolutely. And not just businesses, the whole political landscape, too.
For sure.
So understanding how they work, what motivates them, what tactics they use, it's crucial if you want to be an informed citizen.
And who knows, maybe this deep dive has even inspired some of you listening.
Yeah.
Because we all have causes we care about, right? Maybe there's a special interest group out there that's already fighting for what you believe in.
Or maybe you're thinking, hey, I could start my own.
Right. If you want to make a difference, joining forces with like-minded people can be a powerful way to do it.
Couldn't agree more.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive.
Until next time.
See you then.